Hello guys, Max is here and today we continue with our Space Marine Heroes Series 4 Strike Force Justian minis. Today we will be building one of my favorite kind of minis, Primaris Eliminators. So we have an Eliminator in this box. He looks quite generic. I frankly suspect that he is almost exactly like a standard Primaris Eliminator. But we will see this when we build him. I have some minis to compare him with. As always, in the box we have, so this is Brother Flavian, we have cards for using this guy in Kill Team. We also have some instructions, so we can see that in this particular case, as actually with all of those guys, we have only had option as a really option kind of thing. So we will build this guy and we will see how he looks like. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna build him. We're gonna see if he requires partial assembly or not. It will be fairly clear by the end of the video, and I will mention this explicitly. And we will also compare him to the existing Primaris Eliminators that come from other boxes. We start with the torso, number 1 and number 2. This is number 1 and this is number 2. Both parts of the front of the torso and the arm are prepared. They should be combined together like this, I guess. So something along these lines. Yet again, it is a little bit hard to figure out which exactly positioning of the left arm is supposed to be here, but I think it will be more obvious when we attach a rifle over here, number 6. In this particular case, since this is a little bit wobbly and a little bit uncertain, I would prefer to clean up the rifle before I attach anything else, just to see if the position of this arm is correct, because otherwise I might glue this up and then I will end up in the situation when I have to move it and it will be already glued, and this is gonna be a mess, so let's not go there. So I'm just gonna keep it like this for now, and I will go for rifle number 6. This is rifle number 6. The rifle is cleaned up. Now I need to drill a hole over here. The gods of drilling are with us today. This hole looks incredibly accurate, so it's in the middle. Hopefully you can see it. So now we need to dry fit it and see how it will all look together. As you can see, it should be like this, and then he should be holding it like this. So this is the exact positioning. You immediately can see that if you want to be extremely careful and paint whatever is on his chest, you probably should paint them and assemble them separately. This gun and the mini itself. But at least now we have a correct positioning of the arm, or at least some idea how it should look like. So let's glue it. Alright, this is one of those days when this little pin over here is clogged. So we will have to burn things now. When you do this at home, I recommend disassembling the pin from the glue bottle itself. And then you need to burn it with a burning match like this. Of course, you should be extremely careful not to burn yourself. I myself feeling extremely lucky, and I will try to do this while this thing is still connected. But please remember that this is effectively a hand grenade, so you don't want to be burning yourself or exploding the thing, because guess what? It says it's flammable. Let's take a look. So I'm just gonna try to unclog it. So our glue is now going freely. And that means that we can attach the hand, and I will also attach the gun, because I don't really care about partial assembly that much. So the hand is attached. I am going to glue over here like this, and I'm going to glue this pin But remember, if you are really careful and if you want to paint the chest, you should assemble this after you paint the gun. So this is one of those cases when you want to be really sure when you assemble this partially that this arm is at the right angle, because if it's too low, if he is holding the gun too low, there will be too little space and the gun will be bent if you try to glue it both at this arm and at this arm. So I suspect this is the correct positioning. The pin of this shoulder gives too much freedom of positioning. I think it should not be the case. They should have done it slightly differently. But anyways, this is how it looks. Now we will put a cape number 5. This is cape number 5. Cape number 5 is prepared. However, I was a little bit too hasty to say that we can attach it to the mini immediately, because before we do that, we need to attach the head. And this also makes this mini very hard to assemble partially, like with the mini of the Captain Justian himself. As you can remember from the last video, we had exactly the same situation with his cape. It was basically impossible to assemble him without cape being attached. Let's see how the mini will look like in the end. I strongly suspect that it will be diabolically hard to assemble it partially. Anyways, now we need a head, and I will go for a helmeted, actually not helmeted, but hooded head number 4. This is head number 4. Alright, our hooded head is prepared. Looks very ominous. It is supposed to be attached over here, the top hole, like this. So it should be somewhat like this. I'm gonna put some glue here and around this place. Hopefully that should be enough. His head is supposed to be sitting here, like this. This is the head assembled. I guess that can be a piece for partial assembly. Maybe you paint him over here and then you assemble him with the front part. But I will do this immediately. Yet again, there is a pin over here that is supposed to be holding him together like this. This pin is pretty much this one. I'm gonna put some glue on the back and I'm gonna try to glue him. Over here, there will be some glue here too, and maybe somewhere here, like this. Hopefully that is gonna be enough. We shall see now. And he is supposed to be attached like this. As you can see, with this kind of assembly, this shoulder is kinda split into 2 parts, which is a disaster in my book. But this is how this mini is done. I can't really do much about that. So I'm just gonna press a little bit and hope that is gonna be enough. Alright, our mini is assembled. This shoulder looks very awkward to me, but we'll have to roll with this. Next we go to the backpack number 7 over here. This is backpack number 7. This is how it looks. Alright, the backpack is prepared. Let's dry fit it. So it should be sitting here like this. I will shorten the pin because it looks too long for me. And I will glue the backpack. This is our backpack. Looking very, very good. Okay, this is the moment where we're supposed to attach the gun. It makes perfect sense to me because the gun is really easy to damage when you attach the previous parts, like this part and the backpack. However, if you're careful enough, you can do the gun before the backpack and the body. It is perfectly fine. Now we only need to put him on the base, number 8. This is base number 8. Alright, the base is prepared. It actually looks very nice because there is some sort of like gun shells and some sort of device laying on the ground over here in the rubble. So it looks incredibly cool. Our guy is supposed to be standing like this. on the rubble of some sort. Let's just go ahead and glue him. I'm not gonna shorten any pins here because this is perfectly fine. These holes are going all the way through the base. There will be plenty of space for the pins to go through the base. Alright, so our fella is standing on the base. Word of caution, when you put him in these holes over here, be extremely careful because they are a little bit too tight. It is very strange for me to see that, but for whatever reason, feels like they're almost too small, like this one and this one, especially this one. The larger one was really tight to put him on. So when you assemble him, please apply a reasonable amount of force. Hold him, so you hold him like this, basically by the back and his knees, and press firmly, and you will eventually arrive to the point where they are at the place. But yeah, it is actually quite strange. I haven't seen this for a very long time by now. Anyways, this is our guy. This is Brother Flavian. He looks actually pretty cool. I really like the sculpt. This mini is really beautiful. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of stuff is hidden by the cape. Basically, you can access almost everything from this side. Not a lot of things should be assembled partially in order to paint the cape correctly, or even the cloak. I think the cloak is a better term for this guy. However, you might want to consider partial assembly in order to paint the chest, because the chest is partially hidden by the rifle over here. I myself don't care that much. I think if I ever paint him, I will just try to do best effort, kinda try to paint his chest, or I will paint him in a way that will be very, very generic, so it won't require a lot of work on the front of this mini. Let's compare him to some other minis of Eliminators. I have a number of them here. This is the one that I think is from Vanguard, Space Marine, something something. This guy is using the same kind of rifle. The rifles look almost exactly the same. The posture, the cape, all looks very, very similar. You can see that Brother Flavian's head is a little bit smaller than on this Space Marine. I don't know why is that. He is probably a little bit more elaborate, or probably this Space Marine actually have a helmet, and Brother Flavian doesn't. But other than that, they look pretty similar, which is good. I also have this guy. This is another Eliminator. I'm not entirely sure if he is part of Vanguard box or is he like from Eliminator's box, but he also looks pretty cool. As you can see, he is also of the same, similar size, similar base. He has a same kind of rifle over here, but he is clearly different from Brother Flavian in the posture and everything. We can say that Brother Flavian is kinda unique sculpt. He is really, really cool looking mini that can be used in Kill Team Strike Force Justian, part of Space Marine Hero Series 4. This is how he looks next to Captain Justian himself. They both are really, really cool minis. Same base size and everything. Yeah, I can strongly recommend assembling and painting him if you want to have some cool looking Eliminators. And with that, I think we will wrap up this video. If you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. It will really help me to move forward. If you have any comments or any ideas or thoughts, please drop me a line in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the bump of the prices for Warhammer. In most countries they told us it will be between 3 and 5% drop for the minis. And in Nordic countries it's gonna be between 8 and 14. This is great news for me, I guess. Great. Not so great But yeah, unfortunately, this is how economy works, and yeah, I guess they have to do this from time to time. But anyways, that is all I have for you for today. I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.